Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be talking to you about items that will go up in price when Phase 5 is released, aka when AQ comes out and the AQ Gate quest begins. So there's going to be different items that go up in value when the AQ Gates quest begins and when AQ comes out, and due to that this video is going to be pretty long. And for all of you watching, if you like videos like this where I talk about items that will go up in value when the next phase comes out, when the next raid dungeon comes out, please like, comment, subscribe, you know, the usual YouTube stuff. It helps me to determine which videos are most liked by you guys and what I should focus on, how much time I should spend on the video, etc, etc. So to get started, one of the main items that are going to go up in price, which everybody already knows, elemental earths. And the main reason these are going to go up in price is because of the greater nature protection potions, which are going to be very, very commonly used in really all of the AQ. So, for those wondering, the prices are always going to be higher on Alliance for these elemental earths because Alliance don't have Wind Fury and they have to use either 2 dense sharpening stones or 2 elemental sharpening stones on their weapons each raid. So due to that reason, dense stone, elemental earth, always be more expensive on Alliance. You can use the downgraded version instead of the greater nature protection potions, the regular nature protection potions, which I think require life root and something else, but they're much, much cheaper to make. And of course they're not as good, but they're a nice filler, I guess you could say, if you are cheap and you don't feel like spending, you know, 6 gold per potion on per attempt. So aside from elemental earths, the next one that's going to be going up in price significantly is Rune Cloth. And Rune Cloth is going to be going up in price for a few different reasons. On my server, it's like Rune Cloth is currently flying all over. Like there's barely even any up, as you can see right now, and the stuff that's up is like double the regular price. So let's see Alliance. Alliance, there's 70% Alliance on my server and 30% Horde. So just so you can get an idea of the disparity between the factions. As you can see on Alliance, the Rune Cloth is quite cheap right now in comparison to Horde. And there's quite a bit more on Alliance than there are on Horde. So if you're playing on a high pop faction / server, expect Rune Cloth to go up at a slower rate. If you're playing on a low pop faction server, like you see here for Horde, Rune Cloth is going to, it's like all over the place right now. It's either way up, way down. It's all over. So, Heart of Fire, that is going to be the next, I just bought all of these earlier, so there's not going to be any on the auction house. The reason that these, wow, they're like double the price on Alliance. The reason that these are going to be going up in value is because during Phase 5, there's a new recipe that's added, which requires, I think, Thorium Brotherhood Friendly, which lets you transmute 1 Heart of Fire into 3 Elemental Fires, or something crazy like that. So Elemental Fires are going to drop in price, and Heart of Fires are going to go up in price, and they're going to find like a little like middle ground in there that for their values. So aside from Heart of Fires, we have Living Essence. And the reason Living Essences are going to be going way up in price, as you can see they're already starting to go up in price, is because they're used in really like every piece of Nature Resist gear that can be made for AQ. So they're already like, they're probably going to go up a little bit more than they are right now. Like right now, 9 gold a piece. I would expect to see them maybe 10 to 12 gold, maybe a little bit more each. And while we're still on the topic of essences, let's do Essence of Earth. Now, Essence of Earth is currently going up in price pretty significantly on my server, and the reason for that is mostly transmutes. Like, Elemental Fire or Essence of Fire is going up, the Living Essences went up, which Essences of Earth transmute directly into. So as all the other essences go up, this one's going to follow suit. And also, Essence of Earth are used in quite a few AQ recipes that are added. One of the ones that pop into my mind that is most prominent is Titanic leg plates, which are leg plates with hit, crit, and strength. They're a good alternative if you can't get your hands on Cloud Keepers, although they are quite expensive to make. So Essence of Fire, as I just stated, this item is going up in price, as are all of the other essences. And the main reason that Essence of Fire is going up in price is because It's used in a bunch of upcoming recipes. The fire resist to cloak, firepower to gloves, and I'm pretty sure there's a few other ones. And also, essence of fire is used to transmute. You can transmute essence of fire into essence of earth, then essence of earth into essence of water, and it's a great way for people to make a decent chunk of money through alchemy transmutes, and it's something I take advantage of every single day. Yes, I'm buying them all out. So, essence of fire, let's see, essence of water. That is another good one that is probably going to be going up in price a significant portion. Right now, 10 gold a piece. I would not expect to see these going up to 20 to 30 gold, or not to 30 gold. 18 gold is probably what I would expect. I would expect essence of water to go up to the price that essence of air currently sells at. Then essence of air will go up in price another like 5-6 gold. There's a whole bunch of patterns that are going to use essence of water and a whole bunch of patterns that are going to use essence of air. They still are the most used essences, and their prices will reflect that, so keep that in mind. Now would be the time to buy them if you want to make a little bit of extra money for them later on. And one thing to keep in mind too is essence of water and essence of air, a lot of the patterns that require them are drops from AQ40 or AQ20, which means you're going to have to wait until people on your server actually find the pattern before their prices start to go up. So, Purple Lotus, this is another good one. And the reason Purple Lotus is going to be going up in price so much is because of Brilliant Mana Oil. So as you can see right now, it's still about 2 gold a stack for a Purple Lotus, and that's going to change. They're probably going to double in price once the mana oils are added into the game. So Fire Bloom, this is another item that is it's already currently going up in price because of a few recipes that were added that require it, but more so the greater fire whatever potion that increases fire damage by like 40, that uses Fire Bloom and Fire Oils. And Fire Oils use Fire Fin Snappers, which are going to go up in price. Once all the mages start switching to fire, just expect the Fire Fin Snappers, Fire Oils, and Fire Bloom to skyrocket in price. And probably Winter's Bite and every like frost damage boost will probably go down in price as more mages leave Frost and switch to Fire, because Fire is the better of the two DPS specs. So, I can't guess what Fire Bloom will level out at, but I assume it's going to be higher than 10 gold a stack. I would picture 18, maybe 22 gold a stack, something like that. It is pretty easy to farm, but it is rather tedious to farm as well. So, there are a few more items that I'm going to be talking about in this video. And specifically, these are the items that are required for opening the AQ gates. So, as you can see here on my screen, there's a list of items that are required for opening the AQ gates. And as you can see, you need you need quite a few of them. So, like 90,000 copper bars, 26,000 purple lotus, 80,000 thick leather, 17,000 spotted yellowtail, 400,000 rune cloth bandages. So, looking at all of these items right here, and if you need to find this page, just Google WoW Classic AQ Gates WoW Wiki, I'm pretty sure, or WoW Gamepedia, the URL that I'm at right now. This has all of the items that are required, and basically everything you see on this list is going to be going up in price until the AQ gates open, and then they'll all go back down in price to whatever they normally are. So there's a few items on this list that are currently going for like dirt cheap. Arthas Tears, they're only used for really Gift of Arthas and Raising Alchemy, so you can probably buy them right now. Spotted Yellowtail definitely would be one to buy now. Purple Lotus, we already went over that. Rune Cloth bandages. Rune Cloth is going to skyrocket up in price, not only because there's so many new recipes that use it, but it's also used in the AQ Gates quests. So buying Rune Cloth right now would not be a bad idea. It would actually be a very, very good idea if you plan on doing these quests. So iron bars, they're a pain in the ass to get your hands on, so of course they're going to go up in price. Thorium bar, obvious. Strangle kelp, you have to swim around in order to get them, so yeah, they're probably going to go up in price a significant amount. Light leather, maybe. Medium leather, kind of. More so than light leather, definitely. Roast raptor, they really have no uses outside of like leveling cooking. So probably you can get them for dirt cheap now and sell them for a decent chunk later on while people are doing the AQ Gates quest. That item would definitely get my stamp of approval, much like Rune Cloth and the Spotted Yellowtail. So Rainbow Fin Alcabor, much like the Roast Raptor, you can probably get them really, really cheap now before people start buying them up for these quests. And remember, these are the ones that Alliance Gate opening quests. These ones, though, that I'm going to talk about right now, these are the ones that the Horde are going to use. So Tin Bar. Tin is a pain in the ass to get your hands on, but it is pretty cheap right now, so buy them if you're going to do the gate quests. Mithril Bars. Actually, I want to check the price of tin because tin is, yeah, it's still relatively cheap. Like, tin has been going for really, really abnormally cheap on my server. Mithril Bars, they're already expensive, and they're just going to go up way, way more. I remember Mithril during the original AQ Gates quest. I remember Mithril being more expensive than Thorium. So what I would recommend, like taking a brief break from that list, is all of these, if you're looking to make money or turn a profit off of these items, occasionally, every day, just Google the stuff. Or not Google the stuff, search the auction house. So like baked salmon, we know we need that. Let's search the auction house. Nope, none up there that we can use. Let's see. Copper bar, purple lotus, let's see, spotted yellow. And this is how you'll find items to, or rather, items for very, very cheap. Just searching now, every day, once or twice a day. Search the auction house, look for stuff that's really, really cheap, buy it, and then just put it on a mule and wait. So let's do the Arthas. As you can, like, these are all relatively cheap. I'll actually buy these out now because I'll definitely be able to use them. I can just transfer them to Alliance, worst comes to worst. Let's check the price on Alliance to see if it's quite a bit more expensive on Alliance. I don't know if that's because they are already preparing for the AQ gates or just because that's how the market is on Alliance. But it's interesting. And keep in mind, too, that it's going to be like that for every one of these. Like, Roast Raptor will sell for cheaper on Horde because it's not required here. But on Alliance, obviously it'll sell for more since it's required in their gates opening quest. So to continue with it, heavy leather, that'll probably definitely go up in price because you need a ton of it for leveling leatherworking. Rugged leather, that'll probably go up in price, but it's not as required for leveling leatherworking. Thick leather is the more costly one, which is used in basically is used for both factions. Lean wolf steaks. So they lean wolf meat is actually pretty useless right now. Like, you can get a ton of it from farming Shadowfang Keep, and it's probably super. Yeah, it's like super cheap, like 5 silver. People are. This AQ2 guy, I've seen him on a few AQ items. He's already listing items in preparation for the AQ gates opening. Smart dude. He's taking advantage of the rush. So, baked salmon, wool bandage, mage weave bandage. So wool cloth, you know, the usuals. I already searched for baked. Let's see, wool cloth. You can get wool cloth for so much cheaper on Alliance than on Horde due to the proximity to stockades. So what I'll actually do is I'll just buy wool on Alliance to transfer to Horde for the purposes of the AQ gates and just reselling in general. And what was the last item on the list? Mage Weave Bandage. That one's an obvious one too. But that's basically all as far as the AQ gates goes. One thing to keep in mind too that I'm saving for the end of the video on purpose so the people who watched all the way get the best advice. When the AQ gates are announced and everybody starts doing a mad rush to open the AQ gates, keep in mind that people are going to move away from farming Zul'Gurub. They're going to move away from farming Dire Maul East. Almost everybody, or rather not, almost everybody's going to be focusing on opening the AQ gates and trying to get their Black Karaji mount and the Scarab Lord title. So keep this in mind as far as items go for, you know, fluctuating prices. If a lot less people are farming Dire Maul East, then items that specifically come from Dire Maul East, like Living Essences, Grom's Blood, and just misc other herbs here and there, they're all going to go up in price. Because, obviously, less people are farming that. And the same goes for Zul'Gurub with the bijous, the coins, and everything else that you get from ZG that the mages easily get from farming the crocs or whatever method they do. And, That's something you should really, really, really keep in mind. And another thing to really keep in mind right now is, since it's been so long since any new raid has come out or any new raid is announced, we're currently going through what I would describe as a stagnation period in the market. So what this means is prices are dropping right now. Like, a lot of people aren't going balls to the wall with consumables anymore. So consumable prices are dropping. And also there's less people playing in general. So there's greater price disparities between items. What I mean is, when there's less people buying and farming, there's a chance that, an item stays up on the auction house for 24 hours at a very, very cheap price. Everybody undercuts them. And then the cycle continues. Cheap price, undercut, and then items devalue, and you can buy them for a ton. In one of the previous videos I just made, pristine black diamonds fell into this category. They were down to like 3 gold apiece. Righteous orbs, also in the last video I made, are kind of in this category, but mostly because there's a lot of bots on my server in Stratholme right now farming them, which is the reason they are dropping in price so much. But these are just little tips and tricks that you can keep in mind. Markets are essentially their own like living, breathing thing. They're going to fluctuate from time to time, and there's so many different variables that come into play that you have to be smart and think things through to properly predict what items are going to change and how much they're going to change, etc., etc. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and let me know if you'd like to see more like this. As well, if you have any questions, please comment. Let me know. I'll definitely get around to answering you whenever I am available to. Anyway, catch you guys in the next one, and have a good day.